Hello everyone. Myself D.V. Vidyasagar, Assistant Professor, Department of Civil Engineering, Thandai Periyar Government Institute of Technology, Vellore. In this series of video lectures, we are going to discuss about groundwater engineering. First, we'll discuss about artificial recharge. What is artificial recharge? It is the process by which the groundwater is improved at a rate much higher than those under natural condition of percolation. It is also the process of induced replenishment of the groundwater reservoir by human activities. It is one method of modifying the hydrological cycle and thereby providing groundwater in excess of that available by natural processes. Importance of artificial recharge. Artificial recharges will help us to maximize the storage both in long term as well as seasonal. It improves the water quality through dilution. It prevents saline water intrusion and land subsidence. It reduces the reduction volumes from river flow. It controls the effects of climate change. Most importantly, it maintains the declining groundwater levels, and it also helps to enhance yield in areas where aquifer has depleted. Identification of areas for recharge. Where groundwater levels are declining due to overexploitation, where substantial part of the aquifer has already been desaturated, where availability of water from wells and hand pumps is inadequate during the lean months, where groundwater quality is poor and there is no alternative source of water, and also where salinity ingress is taking place. What are all the favorable conditions for natural or artificial recharge? Formation of sand, gravel, or highly fractured rocks either underground or exposed over a large area or in stream channels. The presence of caverns, fractured or faulted zones, or numerous small cavities in rock formations such as limestone areas. Karst or sinkhole topography is also seems to be favorable condition for artificial recharge. The absence of barriers for horizontal or vertical movements of groundwater will also help us to increase the recharge. What are all the various factors that affect artificial groundwater recharge? It includes quantity of source water, quality of source water, time for which water would be available, clogging potential, transmission characteristics of aquifer. Transmission characteristics involves transmissibility, permeability, storage coefficient, porosity, etc. So these are all the various methods that are available to do artificial recharge. It has been grouped into two basic methods, direct methods and indirect methods. Direct methods are further subdivided into surface methods and subsurface methods. If you look at the surface methods, we have flooding, basin or percolation tanks, stream augmentation, ditch and furrow method, and contour bund method. If you look at subsurface methods, we have injection well, subsurface dikes, recharge shaft and recharge pits. If you look at the indirect methods, we have two broad categories. One is induced recharge methods, the other one is aquifer modification techniques. In aquifer modification techniques, we have bore blasting method, hydrofracturing method, jacket well techniques, and fracture seal cementation techniques. So this is an overall view of various methods of artificial recharge, and we'll discuss one by one. In general, surface methods enhances groundwater infiltration by providing more residence time with the help of structural and non-structural measures. It is suitable for large area of basin. Unconfined aquifer without impervious layer above is also suitable for surface method. The rate of infiltration depend on the nature of the topsoil and the quality of water used for recharging. The solid suspension which were present in the water decreases the infiltration rate. First, we'll see the flooding method. For flat topography, flat region where water can be spread as a thin layer. In this method, water spread as thin sheet. Water is distributed over the region using any existing distribution system. Embankments would have been constructed on both sides. This method can achieve higher rate of infiltration in a region having thin vegetation cover or sand soil cover. The next method is basin and percolation tanks. Water impounded in a series of basins or tanks. If are constructed parallel to intermittent stream channels, a series of earthen dams are constructed on suitable sites for storing adequate quantity of surface water. Tank area should be selected in such a way that significant amount of water infiltrates through the bed of the tank and reaches the groundwater table. This method is effective in alluvial area and hard rock area. This method is also useful in providing continuous recharge after the monsoon. The size of tank depends upon the percolation capacity of the strata involved. The next method is stream augmentation method. Seepage from natural streams increased by constructing a series of check dams across the streams. The placing of check dams spread the water in a larger area which eventually increases groundwater recharge. The sites for the check dam should be selected in such a way that sufficient thickness of permeable bed or weathered bed is available for quick recharging the stored water. Ditch and furrow method. A system of closely spaced flat bottom ditch or furrow is used to carry the water from the source. This system provides more opportunity to percolate the water into the ground. The spacing of ditch depends upon the permeability of the soil. For less permeable soil, more densely spaced ditch, that is closely spaced ditch or furrow, should be provided. This method is suitable for even uneven terrain. Contour bund method. Contour bund is a small embankment constructed along the contour in hilly region to retain the surface runoff for longer time. This scheme is for low rainfall area where internal subsurface drainage is good. It retains surface runoff for longer time and it is suitable for low rainfall area. Subsurface method. This method aims at recharging deeper aquifers. Important structures commonly used are injection wells or recharge pits and shafts, and subsurface dikes. Injection wells. Recharge wells are used to recharge water directly into the aquifer. These wells are similar to the pumping wells. This method is suitable to recharge single wells or multiple well system. This method is costlier than the other method since wells are required to be bored. However, sometimes abandoned tube wells can be used for recharging water into the aquifer, which could be economical. We have already said these wells are similar to tube wells. Pumping in treated surface water under pressure confined aquifer is the basic core of this method, and for existing wells or new wells to be bored, little land is required to adapt this method. Recharge pits. Recharge pits are of variable dimensions. Most of the time, especially in case of agricultural field, a layer of less permeable soil exists. So the surface flooding methods of recharge do not show satisfactory performance. Recharge pit can be excavated which are sufficiently deep to penetrate the less permeable strata. Recharge shafts. Like the recharge pits, recharge shafts are also used to recharge water to unconfined aquifer, whose water table is deep below the land surface and a poorly impermeable strata exist at the surface level. In this method, there is no practical water losses, and the area involved is very smaller in cross section, and recharge rate is faster comparatively. Subsurface dike. These are nothing but the barrier impermeable to the water. It's mostly constructed underground. You can use PVC sheet or clay or concrete wall to create that. Location well defined, wide greatly, and it is adopted mostly in sloping valley. In this method, there won't be evaporation losses. Indirect methods. Indirect methods, as we have discussed already, we have induced recharge methods and aquifer modification methods. Induced recharge methods. Water is pumped from the aquifer hydraulically connected to the surface water sources like stream, river or lake. Due to pumping, a reverse gradient is formed and water from the surface water source enters into the aquifer and thus the aquifer is recharged. This method is good especially when quality of the surface water is poor. The filtration of surface water through soil strata removes the impurities of the water. Thus, the quality of water received in the well is much better than the surface water. Aquifer modification methods. These methods is used to change the aquifer characteristics so that it can store more water and transmit more water. After application of it, more recharge take place under natural as well as artificial condition. In aquifer modification techniques, we have 4 to 5 different methods. The first one is bore blasting method. This method is used to increase the fracture porosity of an aquifer. Shallow bore wells are drilled in the area where fracture porosity of the aquifer is planned to increase. These boreholes are blasted with the help of explosives which creates fracture porosity in the aquifer. Hydrofracturing method. Hydrofracturing is used to improve the yield of a borewell. In this technique, water is injected at a very high pressure to widening the existing fracture of the rock. The high pressure injection of water also helps in removing of clogging, creates interconnection between the fractures and extends the existing length of the old fracture. The high pressure injection also creates new fracture in the rock strata. As a result of this, the water storing and transmitting capacity of the strata increases. Pressure injection grouting. This technique is used to control the outflow from an aquifer. Cement slurry is injected into the aquifer using mechanical means or manually near the aquifer outlet like spring, etc. The injection of cement slurry helps in reducing the fracture porosity of the aquifer near the outlet, which will eventually reduce the outflow from the aquifer. Jacket well technique. Jacket well technique is used to increase the yield of a dug well. In this method, the effective diameter of the well is increased by drilling small diameter bores around the well in a circular pattern. Stream blasting method. Blasting and widening cracks near the streams and joining them to the lineament or aquifer so that the water retention capacity of the rises along the banks of the stream. So we have discussed about what is artificial recharge, factors that affect artificial recharge, what are all the various methods that were available to do artificial recharge. It comprises of direct methods and indirect methods, and we have discussed direct methods into two broad categories, surface methods and subsurface methods. And in indirect method, we have talked about induced recharge method and aquifer modification techniques. Thank you.